Africa, a continent bursting with life, where the sounds of nature echo across huge plains and old deserts. But this land of big differences is also home to some of the largest countries on Earth, each a tiny version of Africa's amazing diversity. From the snowy top of Mount Kilimanjaro to the thick rainforests of the Congo, these giant countries have amazing landscapes, cultures, and animals. Join us now as we explore the top 10 biggest African countries by land area. We'll look at their special stories, discovering the problems and successes that come with their huge size. Get ready to see the awesome beauty and rich cultures that these giants offer. Get ready to be amazed by the spirit of Africa, a continent where size really does matter. Ten. Ethiopia. Our trip starts in Ethiopia, a country in the Horn of Africa that doesn't touch the ocean. Covering over 430,000 square miles, it's a land of big differences, from the rough Simien Mountains to the Danakil Depression, one of the lowest and hottest places in the world. Known as the cradle of humanity, Ethiopia is where ancient history comes alive. Fossils found here, like the famous Lucy, show us our earliest ancestors, proving how important Ethiopia is to understanding where humans came from. But Ethiopia's story isn't just in the rocks. It's a colorful mix of over 80 different groups of people, each adding to its rich culture. Music, dancing, and storytelling are very important in Ethiopia, showing its long history. High in the mountains are the rock-carved churches of Lalibela, showing how clever Ethiopians were at building. Carved right into the rock, these amazing churches from the 1100s show the skill and hard work of the people who made them. Ethiopia's cultural treasures go beyond old buildings. It's the birthplace of coffee, a drink everyone loves. The traditional coffee ceremony, a big part of Ethiopian life, shows us their old customs and how welcoming they are. Ethiopia is one of the few African countries never completely taken over by another country, showing how strong and independent its people are. But managing such a big and diverse country is hard. Connecting faraway places and making sure everyone benefits is important for Ethiopia, a country working towards a better future while remembering its amazing past. Our next stop is at the bottom of Africa, South Africa, a country known for its beautiful scenery and complicated history. Covering over 471,000 square miles, South Africa is amazingly diverse, both in its nature and its people. From the famous flat-topped Table Mountain to the rolling hills of the Drakensberg Mountains, South Africa's scenery is as varied as its 11 official languages. This mix of languages shows the country's multicultural background, a vibrant mix of local traditions and influences from Europe and Asia. South Africa's nature is also impressive. The huge Kruger National Park, one of the largest game reserves in Africa, is full of amazing animals, from elephants and lions to rhinos and giraffes. Known as the Rainbow Nation, South Africa is still recovering from its difficult past. Apartheid, a system of separating people by race that ended in 1994, still affects the country today, reminding us how important equality is. Despite the challenges, South Africa is strong. The country has made big improvements in coming together and building a nation, with a lively arts and culture scene showing its new freedom. But managing a country as big as South Africa is hard. Fixing the differences between rich and poor, city and countryside, is important for this young democracy. As South Africa continues to deal with its past and present, it's a symbol of hope, showing the power of unity and the human spirit. Come with us to West Africa, to the large country of Mali. A giant country without a coastline, Mali stretches over 480,000 square miles, showing its important past as the center of the Mali Empire. This once powerful empire, a center of trade and learning, left a big mark on Africa and the world. The most important part of this dry but vibrant land is the Niger River, its water essential for people and animals. The river flows through the dry landscape, creating areas of good land where things can grow. Along its banks, we find busy towns and villages, very different from the huge, quiet desert beyond. But Mali's beauty isn't just its rivers. Go north, and you'll find the legendary city of Timbuktu. Once a busy center of trade and Islamic learning, its name makes you think of mystery and adventure. The old books kept there are full of knowledge, telling stories of country name's golden age, and a trip to country name wouldn't be complete without experiencing the heart of its people through music. Malian music, with its captivating rhythms and soulful melodies, has charmed people around the world. From the bluesy music of the Tuareg nomads to the vibrant sounds of the djembe drum, music is the heart of this ancient land. Our trip now takes us south to the interesting country of Angola, a land of big differences. With a coastline over 1,000 miles long along the Atlantic Ocean and a huge inland area with deserts, grasslands, and rainforests, Angola's beauty is as diverse as its people. This country of 481,000 square miles is full of natural wonders. From the loud Calandula Falls, often called Africa's most beautiful waterfall, to the perfect beaches along its coast, Angola is a paradise waiting to be explored. But Angola has more than just natural beauty. Under the ground are huge amounts of oil and diamonds, resources that have brought both good times and bad times to this strong nation. Colonialism and a long civil war have left their mark, but the spirit of Angola remains strong. Angola is a colorful mix of African traditions and things from when it was a Portuguese colony. This mix is seen in its music, its food, and the warmth of its people. From the exciting rhythms of kizomba music to the tasty Moamba de Galinha stew, Angola's culture is a treat for your senses. However, Angola's past has left deep scars. Decades of fighting have caused damage, and rebuilding the country is a huge job. While the country has improved a lot since the civil war ended in 2002, there are still problems. Angola's large size, while showing its potential, also makes it hard to develop. The war destroyed roads and buildings, and many areas are still isolated and poor. Getting important services like healthcare and education to everyone in this huge country is a big job. The difference between the rich people, who often benefit from the oil money, and most people who are poor and don't have many opportunities, is a serious problem. Fixing this difference is crucial for Angola to have lasting peace and success. Yet, despite these problems, there is a feeling of hope in Angola. A new generation is determined to build a better future, using the country's resources to help all Angolans. With its natural beauty, its rich culture, and the strength of its people, Angola is a country on the rise, ready to take its place in Africa. Our journey now takes us into the Sahara Desert, to the landlocked country of Niger. This huge country, covering over 489,000 square miles, is mostly covered by the world's largest hot desert, a seemingly endless area of sand and sky. Here, in this harsh environment, life is surprisingly strong. The air mountains, rising from the sand like islands, offer a break from the intense heat. Their rocky slopes are home to many different plants and animals, showing how nature can survive even in the toughest conditions. But it's the Niger River, which gives the country its name, that is essential for this dry land. Along its banks, life thrives, a green line cutting through the desert. Here, farmers grow crops and communities come together, their lives connected to the river. Most of Niger might be desert, but its people are far from empty. The Tuareg people, known for their blue veils and nomadic lifestyle, are experts at surviving in this challenging environment. Their caravans, carrying goods and animals, travel across the dunes, following old routes passed down through generations. Come with us to the middle of Africa, to a landlocked country sometimes called the Dead Heart. Chad, a country bigger than many realize, covers over 496,000 square miles. This bleak name hides the truth of a country full of beauty, culture, and a strong spirit. Chad is a land of big differences, where the Sahara Desert covers the north, changing into dry plains, and further south, grasslands full of life. Here, elephants, lions, and giraffes roam free, showing the power of nature. But Chad's beauty isn't just its animals and landscapes. The Enedi Plateau, rising from the desert like an old fortress, holds ancient rock art, some thousands of years old. These paintings show us the lives of Chad's earliest people, their rituals, and their connection to the land. And then there's Lake Chad, once a huge inland sea, now much smaller. Even though it has shrunk a lot, it's still important for millions, its water supporting both people and animals, showing the delicate balance of life in this harsh environment. Chad's people are as diverse as its geography. Over 200 different ethnic groups live here, each adding to a rich cultural mix. From the nomadic herders of the north, whose lives follow the desert's rhythms, to the farmers of the south, Chad shows how adaptable and strong humans are. Music and dance are very important in Chadian culture, showing the joys and sorrows of life. The rhythmic drums, the colorful costumes, and the energetic dancing are a celebration of life, a way to connect with ancestors and teach traditions to future generations. Yet Chad's large size creates problems. There aren't many roads or other infrastructure, especially in the remote north, making it hard to get education, healthcare, and jobs. Governing such a big and diverse country with limited resources is a huge job. Despite these challenges, the people of Chad are resilient, their spirits strong. They know their country's future depends on them, and they're determined to build a better tomorrow. Our journey now takes us north, to a land where the Sahara Desert has seen empires come and go, where ancient history meets modern hopes. Libya, almost entirely covered by the Sahara, is huge. It's 679,000 square miles holding secrets whispered on the desert wind. The Sahara, a vast ocean of sand dunes shaped by the wind, covers most of Libya. It's a place of amazing beauty and stark emptiness, where it's very quiet, and the stars are incredibly bright. But this seemingly empty landscape has hidden treasures. On the Mediterranean coast, the ruins of Leptis Magna, once a busy Roman city, show Libya's rich past. Its well-preserved amphitheater, temples, and bathhouses take us back to a time when this part of North Africa was a vital part of the Roman Empire, a center of trade and culture. But Libya's history goes back even further, to the ancient Berber civilization, the first people to live there. The Berbers, nomads who have traveled North Africa for centuries, have influenced country names' culture, language, and traditions. Today, Libya is changing, trying to rebuild after years of fighting. Its people, known for being welcoming, are determined to create a better future. They are strong people, shaped by the challenges of living in a land of extremes. Despite its large oil reserves, Libya faces big problems. The desert makes farming hard and there isn't much water. Building roads, schools, and hospitals is important, as is creating jobs for Libya's growing population. Yet despite these problems, the spirit of the Libya people is strong. Their culture, a mix of Arab and Berber influences, is seen in their music, their food, and their traditions. The chanting of Sufi mystics, the colorful costumes of Berber festivals, and the smell of strong coffee and sweet dates all show how vibrant Libya culture is. Libya's future is uncertain, but one thing is sure: this land of ancient wonders and strong people will continue to fascinate the world. Our trip now takes us south to where the Nile River, the lifeblood of Africa, flows through the desert, a land where ancient pyramids stand as silent reminders of a glorious past. Sudan, bigger than you might think, covering over 728,000 square miles, is a land of contrasts, a place where the echoes of ancient kingdoms mix with the hopes of a modern nation. Sudan's history goes back thousands of years, to a time when powerful kingdoms ruled. The Kingdom of Kush, with its capital at Meroe, was as powerful as ancient Egypt, its pyramids and temples showing its wealth and culture. The Nubian Desert, vast and harsh, covers much of Sudan. Here, huge sand dunes stretch to the horizon, broken only by the occasional oasis, a spot of green in a sea of gold. But Sudan also has water. The Nile River, flowing north from the heart of Africa, is essential for the country, its water supporting life. Along its banks, fertile fields produce lots of crops, and ancient cities show the river's lasting power. Sudan has an amazing mix of cultures, home to over 500 ethnic groups, each with its own language, traditions, and beliefs. This diversity, because Sudan is located between Africa and the Arab world, has made its culture richer. Music and dance are very important in Sudanese culture, expressing joy, sorrow, and the shared experiences of life. From the rhythmic Dichol drum to the beautiful melodies of the oud, Sudanese music shows the country's diverse heritage. However, Sudan's size and diversity have also caused problems. Fighting between different groups has troubled the country for decades, slowing its development and causing a lot of suffering. Despite these challenges, the Sudanese people are strong, their spirit unbroken. They hope for a better future, a future of peace and unity, where Sudan can reach its full potential. Traveling deeper into the heart of Africa, we find the Democratic Republic of Congo, a huge country with amazing biodiversity. Covering over 905,000 square miles, it's the second largest country in Africa. The DRC is shaped by the Congo River, a lifeline that flows through its rainforests and supports a huge amount of life. This massive river, second only to the Amazon in size, has shaped not only the land but also the lives of the people who live there. The Congolese rainforest, a green world full of life, is the second largest in the world. It's home to animals found nowhere else, from the okapi, related to the giraffe, to the lowland gorillas, whose intelligence and social groups fascinate scientists. But the DRC has more than just rainforests. Huge volcanoes rise from the earth, their slopes covered with unique plants, and the land is full of minerals, which have brought both wealth and conflict to this amazing nation. The DRC has a remarkable mix of cultures with over 200 different ethnic groups, each with its own language, traditions, and beliefs. Music and dance are very important in Congolese culture, expressing joy, sorrow, and everything in between. From the busy streets of Kinshasa, one of Africa's largest cities, to the remote villages in the rainforest, the people of the DRC are remarkably strong despite facing big challenges. The DRC's huge size, while a source of its natural wealth, also creates big problems. Building roads, schools, and hospitals is difficult, and connecting faraway communities to essential services is a constant struggle. And the DRC's vast mineral resources, while offering the chance for wealth, have also caused exploitation and fighting. Dealing with these complicated problems is the biggest challenge for this young nation as it works towards a better future for its people. Our journey now takes us to North Africa, to Algeria, the continent's largest country. Covering over 919,000 square miles, Algeria is a land of big differences, where the Sahara Desert meets the Mediterranean Sea. In the north, the Atlas Mountains rise high, their snowy peaks very different from the dry plains below. These mountains, home to Berber communities for centuries, hold ancient secrets and offer amazing views. And then there's the Sahara, the world's largest hot desert, a sea of sand dunes that goes on forever. This seemingly harsh landscape has a stark beauty, its silence broken only by the wind. Yet, life survives even here. Nomadic tribes like the Tuareg travel across these sands as they have for centuries, their lives connected to the desert. Algeria's rich history is seen in its diverse culture. Berber, Arab, and French influences mix together, creating a unique blend of traditions, languages, and food. The smell of mint tea, a symbol of welcome, comes from homes and cafes, inviting visitors to experience Algeria's culture. In busy cities like Algiers, the capital, old and new mix together. Grand colonial buildings stand next to busy markets full of sights, sounds, and smells. Here, the heart of modern Algeria beats strong, driven by the hopes of its young people. However, Algeria's vast size also creates problems. The Sahara, while amazing, is mostly uninhabitable, putting pressure on the more fertile coastal areas, connecting the north and south, reaching faraway communities, and making sure everyone has access to resources are ongoing priorities. Despite these challenges, Algeria is a proud nation, shaped by its history, its people, and its vast and varied landscapes. It has great potential, where old traditions meet modern hopes, and where the spirit of resilience is strong. And there you have it, Africa's 10 largest countries, each a small example of this amazing continent's diversity and grandeur. From the snowy Atlas Mountains to the Congo rainforest, from the busy cities to the quiet deserts, Africa is always amazing. We've seen the incredible wildlife, the breathtaking landscapes, and the rich cultures that make this continent so special. But we've also seen the challenges that come with such size, the struggles for resources, the fight for equality, and the constant battle against nature. Yet, through it all, the spirit of Africa remains strong, a spirit of resilience, hope, and belief in a better future. These 10 nations, each with its own story, show that spirit. So which of these giants will you explore? Which stories will you discover? The adventure is waiting. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and click the notification bell for more incredible journeys through the wonders of Africa.